Butch, before the series began, we asked you for your composite 11. I think you had Johnny Bairstow at wicketkeeper.
It could happen.
Never mind what poor old BJ Watling did to be overlooked, but are England going to rue not having Bairstow in the squad now, given the Buttler news overnight?
Yeah, that's a major blow. I mean, it's a major blow in my mind, because the very idea that that averaging 60 or whatever it is, Ollie Pope might end up once again in his incredibly fledgling Test match career doing something for which he is completely ill-equipped.
Yes, he is the backup keeper without.
It's just
without
that,
Bairstow or
this
Foakes
is the
to
thing
call on.
that's the thing that bothers me most about it. The wicket keeping side of it hasn't even entered my head yet, until he clangs a couple. But have they got no interest in this kid making runs or what at Test level? It's just quite extraordinary. And you go on tour to the furthest flung corner of the earth and don't have reasonable backup handy for a position as specialist as a wicketkeeper. It's just you kind of get what you deserve under those circumstances. Zach Crawley might be the beneficiary, making a Test debut. I'm hearing potentially batting at 6. I think that's what I've heard.
Well, that's one of the mad things, isn't it? I mean, at what point did anyone expect on this tour England to suddenly have their backup top order batsman batting in the middle order as well? And I know Crawley did do it at the start of his Kent career, but he gave an interview this summer, I think, to the Times, where he was saying, the thing I found so difficult about batting 5 or 6 was I got bored waiting. I hated batting down there. It frustrated me. I was so glad when I got bumped up to the top of the order during, I think it was sort of midway through last season. And he's got to do the same thing probably on Test debut, and is his career? Does he suddenly get written off? Does it massively negatively affect him? You'd hope not, but
no, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, in the same way that I don't think that Ollie Pope's career is going to get written off after being erroneously put in at number 4 against the best Test side in the world, and then being asked to keep wicket potentially in this Test match. But it's funny, isn't it? We were kind of lauding the pragmatism or the normalcy of having a Test 11 that looked like everyone was in positions that they were used to playing in, doing roles that they were used to being asked to do. And one Test later, we're back to the madness again. Hopefully Jos will recover and play, and we won't and this won't take place. But I mean, it's just. Basic planning. You've got to have a backup keeper. There's a good reason why people take backup keepers. It's because one of them breaks a finger or does a hammy, and you've got a massive problem with a very specialist position.
And they actually had Bairstow around as cover, and
they did,
probably until about this time last week.
I can't remember the last time Ollie Pope kept either.
It was January or February on an A tour of India.
Yeah,
he's
captain a few T20s, but first class games is a handful, isn't it?
Okay.
And I think he's probably fine.
And Ben Foakes is where?
Yeah, exactly. That's the big question.
Where's the really really great wicketkeeper batsman that we have?
I think we said a couple of weeks ago as well. It almost felt like they didn't bring Foakes to avoid the distraction of the whole wicket-keeping question and to nail down Buttler as the wicket-keeper. Buttler is the wicket-keeper. There's only one choice. It has to be him.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we are where Buttler hurts his whatever muscle it is in the gym, and yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm quite happy about it because it's kind of given me something to be slightly vexed about in this pod, so that's all good. But yeah, I'll be very very upset if Ollie Pope ends up at 7 keeping wicket, and you kind of like go, what the chances of him then finding himself in the 11, batting in his what would be his rightful position in the side at 5 or 6, probably 6, because a certain Mr. Stokes is at 5. He's got four Test innings to try and kind of make a case, hasn't he? He's had 2, had a little bit of a shocker in the second dig, to be fair, to say the very least. But again, he's kind of, you feel like he's battling, and he shouldn't be battling. He should have a sort of a clear 10 Test match run in a spot where he'd be comfortable, to go out there and show why he's averaging the sort of numbers that are sort of Ram Prakash-esque. At the back end of his career, before he'd had a chance to have his mind destroyed, as Mark Ramprakash did. Let's try and let the kid get going before you put him in a position where he's kind of seeing conspiracy and ghosts everywhere he turns.
What a comparison! I can't imagine England selection issues getting you vexed, but actually.
No, well, you can see I'm quite laid back about it. It's because it's just something that happens all the time, isn't it?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.